I'm back. This is going to be a very short one because I have work. I have work. I got work. I have a job. All right. Time to get back to it. Get back on that grind. You know what I'm saying? Hustle. Trying to find. Alright, better. Oh, shit. Hello, Lone Wolf. Can you hear me? Hello again, Lone Wolf. Man. How's it going, my man? What'd it do? Can you hear me? Because sometimes I have issues with I have issues with the equipment. Just gonna put my Instagram up here. Nice. Put my Instagram up here, you know. I might put my Twitter, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to put X on there. Then again, maybe I should. Stop being such a jackass. Alright. Go to work on this Warhammer comic for half an hour. And I am out to my job. Back to the kids. I mean, the one thing is that it's like the last week before summer rising. So I get like a couple weeks off. And then maybe I'll get some more work done. But then that's when the 10-hour shifts start coming. I mean, yeah, 10 hours kind of sounds bad, but then again, it's like, hey, you're getting paid for 10 hours. You know? So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you're like, "Oh no," but then you're like, "Wait. If I could just hang on for 10 hours." Day off. I work one day tomorrow. Then I have a 5-day vacation of sorts. I'm replacing the interior of my 81-inch Malibu carpet, headliner seals, weather stripping, and a bit of painting and more. Ooh, fancy. Looks like someone owns a home or a car or I'm not sure, but see, I live with my parents. So I don't really know about any of that. Though I do have, maybe I could do some renovations, slight ones. I could maybe fix the door for my room I'm kind of tired of having to put a box in front of it. 10-hour days are killer, but if you're working only so many days, it's good. Yeah, I think for the summer thing, for the summer I'm going to be working. I think like 7 weeks, 6, 7 ish weeks. So it won't be the entire summer. I'll have like August and September to myself. Then there's October. I was thinking of a car, yes, a home, no, and I mistyped it. 1981 Chevy Malibu. Man. 1981 Chevy Malibu. Let me type that up. 1981 Chevy Malibu. Wow. This looks like the car that my dad used to have when I was like 3. But instead of like the one door, it had two. I mean, hey man, a car is a car. We live in a car-centric society. Might as well. I don't know. I was thinking of like for the 2 months that I'm gonna have off after the summer camp program. I was thinking of finally getting my driver's license. Just why not? Pull the trigger, learn to drive. Still much to get. Oh, this is like a renovation project for you, right? No? It's like you're like one of those dudes who basically like you buy some old cars, older models, and essentially you buy it from like yeah, it's from a specific like dealership and it's in a specific condition, so it's like cheaper to get, but that's not the goal. What you're trying to do is basically you're trying to get the car, and then you're basically trying to kind of like replace some parts. Okay, 2005 Chevy Cobalt. Wow. Dude owns 2 cars. This also looks like my dad's old car. Yeah, I got a learner's permit. And I can kind of drive, but it's been a while, and I'd like to get. I feel like I don't know. I feel like. Uh, I feel like in this day and age, like I I don't really. I feel like I missed out on a lot of formative things in my youth. Like I don't know, like or like milestones. Like never really got a girlfriend. Never really kind of like never really. I did have my first beer, but like after that, I don't. I never really like I'm not a fan of alcohol. I feel like getting a driver's license is the only kind of like milestone that I could hit. Okay, Malibu cost me 2,000. Much more put into it though. Yeah, yeah, it's a project. Yeah, I was thinking of yeah, like just. I feel like if I get a driver's license, it could get me. It's like a. It's like a milestone that I could reach. That could cement me as a semi-functional, semi-independent adult. I'm not really independent because I still live with my parents. But I am independent in the sense that I could drive. And if I need to go to BJ's to get something, I could just do it. No questions asked. I need to ask my dad for the permission to use his car. But could still do it. And that is better than nothing. Oh shit! You're YouTubing, I'm in the process of slowly customizing a rear spoiler picture in the Great Hall. Is that in the Discord? Let's see. The Great Hall. Okay, I see it. I see it now. Driving is free. Yes. Driving is freedom. And who knows? If I could buy an affordably decent used car, my car, and find a place for it, I wouldn't need to use the fucking train anymore. Or the blasted MTA. Driving is freedom. And who knows? It might help me on dates. You know? Instead of like having to have the girl take the MTA to come over dates, I could just drive her there. I do like drawing and art. Well, join the club. Me too. I decided to make it my career. For better and for worse. And right now, feels like worse. But Ryan, Dave, and Dan have managed to make it for the better. Dates for sure. Yes, dates. Dude, also, having a car that you don't have to borrow from your girlfriend, that's an advantage. That's an advantage. You know? Picking her up for dates. It's like, hey, wanna go to a restaurant? It's like, what train do I have to take? Oh wait, what do you mean train? This is in Long Island. Right, we don't need trains. Then come in with a car. Hello, my queen. Your chariot is here. You know? I mean, obviously I won't say it like that. That's kind of corny, but all I'm saying is I'm getting some points for that. One more year to improve your art. All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Daniel, Dave, and Ryan would probably just say, "Do it now." Yeah, definitely an advantage. Yeah, you understand. Daniel and Dave will probably just say, "Do it now." But hey, then if you wanna work on your art for another year, that is your prerogative. Then again, I don't know. I feel like when I'm trying to give you life advice, I myself am a hypocrite because I wanted to make graphic novels for myself for years, and so far I haven't done anything. Still wouldn't mind riding a bullet train though. I never had that experience. I did take the Metro North one time when I was a kid, but other than that, I really took a bullet train. I'd like to try it though. Before I pass on, and have that one-on-one with Christ. Just give me a second. Yeah, I feel like if you want to make a career out of it, if you want to make a career out of making art or comics in general or graphic novels in general, I feel like you're gonna have to get rid of that, man. Because if you're a perfectionist, then I feel like you're paralyzing yourself. Because everything has to be perfect, and if like everything isn't perfect, then essentially it's like that's like a, it's like I feel like things don't have to be perfect. I mean, like, look, okay, so basically, do you know Rob? Okay. Do you know Rob Liefeld? Because like Rob Liefeld is like a very huge name in comic books, and he's well known for having the worst anatomy ever, and yet his career in comics has been the one of the most impactful ever. Not to mention Mike Mignola. Mike Mignola, that dude can't draw cars for shit, but he still made Hellboy. He still made Mr. Screw-On-Head. He's still like, he's still sitting pretty from all the Hellboy money that he's accrued. No? I just feel that I need to get the visuals rights, if not just decent. I mean, I feel like that kind of grows. Like, for example, you got, okay, so for Berserk, if you start reading Berserk, if you start reading the Black Swordsman arc, then you start to notice that throughout the story, throughout the long story, the style change. Yeah. Mike Mignola, dude made millions. Dude can do whatever the fuck he wants now. That guy's got fuck you money. Matter of fact, Jack Kirby, like the king of comics, Jacob Kurtzberg, his anatomy isn't perfect, but his storytelling is wonderful. I feel like when it comes to comic books, storytelling is king. Still need to work on perspective. You know what? Fair enough. Because I feel like storytelling, no, perspective is pretty important. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to improve your craft. Nothing wrong with it at all. But I feel like in comics, like a lot of technically like a lot of technically unskilled a lot of technically unskilled dudes have tried and succeeded. Like even then, like look at One Punch Man. Like not the manga by like Yusuke Murata, like the original webcomic by One. Like it looks like absolute dog shit, and yet it's super successful. You know? Nothing wrong with trying to master that craft. But I feel like, you know, like even then, Dave Raposa, Steve Lichman, the first few chapters, they look they look rough, but the joke was so funny, the storytelling was so concise and snappy. I feel like if you just keep on doing it, if you just like try and put it out there. Granted, it might not get like a lot of traction on the internet since we live in an attention economy and everyone's competing for your attention. But I feel like you've done something that not a lot of people have done. And that's make something. Still trying to find an issue of Race to the Moon #2, which had the face on Mars story. Jack Kirby's old school stuff. Nice. You know, if I could get anything, if I could get like any book by Jack Kirby, like I have like New Gods and Mr. Miracle. I would like to get OMAC and the 2001 Space Odyssey. Also the Eternals, the old Eternal shit that he did. I really like that. You know? I feel like if you try, like, I feel like you're about to get, I don't know, when it comes to making comics, I feel like you're about to get in the same trap that I am, maybe, where it's like you're trying to give yourself permission to make it when all you need to do is just sit down and produce something, and then boom, voila, you made a graphic novel. And yeah, it might not be as technically, correct or well done as some other comics, but you still made it. And there's room for improvement. And the more you do it, the more you'll improve. Hmm. Okay. I feel, yeah, you know what? I feel like, hmm, for drawing from imagination, I think, hmm, that's a bit more complex. I think, have you just tried drawing something? Like, I think it's easy to draw from imagine. I think, I don't know. Then again, maybe like if I just do it, but at the same time, it's like I don't really use reference a lot, which is a problem. So maybe I feel like yeah, you just sit down and write some stories. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I mean, honestly, I feel like I should just do the same thing because I got a script for a luchador story that I haven't touched in months, and I wanted to finish the script before I turned 26 or the age of like or 30. But like, if I keep procrastinating on it, then it'll never get done. When you get the time to. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Take the already one idea in mind. Nice. Nice. I can already tell it's awesome. You got some genius brewing in that little brain of yours, man. You got some genius. It's gotta be beautiful. Ah, Christ. It's gotta be amazing. And Ryan and Dan and Dave are gonna be so jealous. They're going to be literally green with envy. So much that their skin is gonna get jaundiced into green. I'm just saying stuff. Hey, if you have to have some of that genius come out, just do drugs. No, I was kidding. I don't know, just I feel like one part of that is that you're gonna have to like not be so precious with it. Like, just write whatever comes to mind, and then you'll sort the rest out later. I don't like the soundtrack for this. I feel like the song is a bit too obnoxious. And I'm actually surprised that people were on the Discord. Because, like, it's been a bit quiet ever since Ryan took some time off to get married. Yeah, good storytelling's where it's at. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Technically impressive art is just like the icing on the cake. You know? It tells an amazing story and it's well drafted. Oh my god. Everything's been quiet ever since Ryan took a break to get married, and like I'm not knocking his happiness. Like, you know, I've seen his story on Instagram. I've seen some of the wedding pictures. Dude looks happy. Dude looks super happy. I ain't knocking that. With how, you know, people say how, like, you know, people are saying that the dating market is quote unquote cooked. I don't believe it. All right, if you're gonna check on the fiberglass, then I mean, go ahead, go ahead. I hope you return because streaming alone is super boring and quiet. And also, while you're at it, could you Lone Wolf, could you do me a big favor and like this video and maybe follow me on Instagram if you have one? Thank you. Danke. Yes, yeah. BRB, I hope you come back soon. And I definitely hope you come back before 1, because that's when I hop off, dude. Because I have a job. I have adult responsibilities. Alright, alright, alright. Thank you. You're a good man. A good man. If you killed someone, I wouldn't tell the cops. Hmm. The cops would have to come to me, and even then, I'd pull a Kim. I'd be like, I don't snitch. I don't snitch. I'd be G like that. This is the pain that comes with drawing with so much layers. You know what? I'm gonna merge all these. Merge all these some bitches. pain that you have to deal with. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do something real risky now. Not risky. I mean, probably say yes, but back. It's drying, still a bit tacky, but dry enough. I don't get sticky on the fingers. Nice. You're lucky. I don't have a tablet, but I still do the paper thing. I'm kind of jealous that you still do the paper thing. I want to do the paper thing, man. I was traditional. I did this traditionally, like long before, like way long before. Yeah, I don't think he struck me. Then again, yeah, I think he is. I think a little bit, but I think he's doing this for a reason. He's doing traditional art for a reason. He's going trad for a reason, because basically, he found an art rep that essentially is willing, like, he's trying to like sell his original work so that he can get more money, because essentially a lot of say a lot of like professionals sell their a lot of professionals like sell their OG work, and it makes a pretty penny. Like I've met this woman in Comic Con. Her name is Maria Wolf, and she does mostly covers. And essentially, I remember her in an interview where it's like, she she does traditional because she knows that in a time when for Comic Con, in a time where almost everyone is going digital for essentially comic books, there's there's like a gap in the market for original stuff. And while of course, like, you're essentially, people are making like digital covers, and it's very easy, for them, they get to, they don't have to like, do any, they don't have to worry about mistakes when they, control Z. It's a bit more faster, more efficient. Like, she essentially sold one of her traditional covers for like around like $4,000, $4,000. And that's like, business wise, that's insanely intelligent, hopefully that looks like a sword. Might have to fix this a tangent. I'm not sure where I could find any. Probably a shit ton of tangents in this comic that I don't know about. But fuck it. We ball. We ball. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I miss traditional. I miss it. It's kind of funny. Like, whenever like I was doing digital, I kind of felt guilty because like I wanted to go back to digital. Like, I've been doing traditional for so long that it almost kind of felt like I was cheating, like on a very old faithful girlfriend, and it felt bad. But over time, it's like, I got more into digital painting, And then, yeah, fuck yeah, me too. $4,000. Imagine that. Imagine having like making having $4,000. Oh, the graphic novel you have planned? I'll help you make that too. I hope that happens too, because that would essentially prove that like a career in comics and graphic novels is still very much a viable one. Which I feel like Ryan has already proved, and Daniel and Dave, but like I feel like it's you know it needs to kind of like just be. I feel like that's something that needs to be proved over and over and over and over again, especially in times like these where artists are still being exploited. $4,000 would help a lot. It'd help with rent, groceries, clothes, you know? Especially if you live below your means. Savings, put that in a high put a couple thousand in a high yield savings account. And don't touch it. That'd be great. $4,000 smackaroons. Well, $4,000, you could probably, go out there and flex. Buy you some eggs. Yes, even continue or not, of course. You make $4,000 on an original page sale, you can quit your job. Quit your day job. It's like, thank you so much for the opportunity, but I'm quitting. My life got changed. I do that. I don't eat breakfast or lunch just so I can do what I'm doing now. That's dedication. That's dedication. Though if I were a mom, I'd be concerned. It's like, wait, you don't eat breakfast or lunch? The fuck? Are you okay? It's like, it's dedication, but, a bit concerning. I'm not sure if it's possible, but I'm not sure how long Ryan's honeymoon's gonna be, but what I am gonna do. Oh shit, me too. Join the club, bro. I mean, I don't hate my job, but it's not the job that I want to do. Also, some of the kids at my job are so annoying. I mean, Jesus Christ. I would give my right arm, which is the arm. 5 years. Well, damn. Okay, that's fair enough. That's a while. Half a decade at a job. Half a decade. Mate, if you don't want me asking, what is your job? Nah, nah, it's not that. Like some of the kids are my, some of the, I work with kids. I work with actual children, and I'd give my right arm, which is the arm that I'm drawing with right now, by the way, to not hear them go again, like Jesus Christ. If I could just not hear that for 1 second, like it's like at this point, it's like when I hear that, it's like, you know what, maybe physical discipline wasn't exactly that bad. Maybe we just bring it back. Just bring it back, please. I don't want to hear again. Again. Like no. Not to mention I have to. It's like, how many times do I have to tell those kids to sit down, man? Sit down, bro. I mean, convenience store. Oh, really? All right. You work in retail. You know, if I could work in any store, it'd be the IKEA. Kids are a different story, yeah. If I could work in any retail store, it'd be the IKEA. I don't know. I like the IKEA. It seems like a chill place to work at. I mean, granted, there's still going to be some setbacks for working there. You know, there's probably some parts that I'm not going to be happy about, but mostly it's just chill. People are chill. You know, hopefully the managers aren't like absolute dickheads. And kids are, yeah. Well, actually, it's not that bad. You know, working with kids, it's annoying, but if you manage to get them busy, if you can occupy them with, I think, okay, kids love to draw a lot. They do still do that. They do, you know. They actually have some pretty good food, you know. I think it's kind of weird. Like, is it weird that for my birthday, like if I have to pick out a restaurant, I'd pick out the IKEA food court? Like their chicken tenders and their sodas. I don't know. Apparently IKEA is Swedish. Those Swedes are doing something right. Okay, so it's about 104. Uh, I have to go to work. So I'm probably going to have to end this stream here. But maybe I think later on in the day I'll come back and do another one if you want. But until then, this is pretty much it. I gotta go. My shoes aren't even on. And if I keep on going on like this, I'll be super late. if you have a recipe for the Swedish meatballs, put it in the Discord. Alright. Don't work too hard, eh? I make no promises. Alright. I'm gonna go now. Where is StreamYard? Thank you for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your company. I'm gonna go now. Have a nice day, Lone Wolf. By the way, I've seen some of your drawings on Works in Progress. That Dr. Doom looks fucking sick. Joshua Weissman does the recipe? Alright. Like I said, Dr. Doom looks absolutely sick. Alright, I gotta go now.